we're closing out 2019. What was your favorite interview of the year? Some of the performances and things like that. Who's going first?
I'm going to go first, Howard.
All right,
Jason. And this is actually my favorite moment of an interview from 2019. Music is amazing, and we have amazing musical performances. But last year, 2019, we had country star Maren Morris in.
I love her.
She's awesome, right?
Yeah.
And she's a solo artist, but she performs with Brandy Carlisle, Amanda Shires, and Natalie Hemby and the Highwaywomen. Anyway, she was here with her band, and impromptu, she just did a 5-part harmony to her single that she had out at the time, Girl. And it's freaking beautiful.
Yeah, I remember turning to her and saying, when you guys harmonize, that's really good. Do you think you could do it a cappella? And then they broke right into it. It was pretty cool.
Girl, won't you stop your crying? I know that you're trying. Everything's gonna be okay, baby girl. Don't you hang your head low. Don't you lose your halo. Everyone's gonna be okay, baby girl.
Yeah, that was nice.
Awesome.
That was a special moment. You're right.
And none of that bullshit. It was 6 a.m. I can't sing. It's just boom.
No, that girl can sing.
Oh yeah. And then there was another cool a cappella moment this year actually, which is on the other side of music. But Def Leppard, they were pretty cool when they did it too.
Yeah, they were great. Those guys have no trouble performing. You see, that's what I love about musicians. They can just break into a song and move you right away.
Real ones.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Give me all your loving. Give me all that you got. Every bit of your loving. I never wanted to stop.
What prompts me to always ask that question is I go, let me hear the process of when you guys learn how to harmonize. What does it sound like without all the guitars and stuff? That's what really, those are real singers.
Yeah.
That they can do all that.
Oh, yeah.
No studio tricks, none of the bullshit.
No, you have to be listening to each other and adjusting. It's amazing.
Yeah. Go ahead. Who's
Me,
next? JD?
next.
Oh, look at JD. You're awfully chatty today.
I know.
What was your big favorite interview?
I like Billie Eilish.
Yes.
She's a great performer. She came on with her brother.
Were you a fan of Billie Eilish before she
Not
came
really.
in?
I didn't know much of her music or anything. And her and her brother Phineas came on. They did great performances. And it's, usually we learn something about the guest. It's very rare for the guest to learn something about themselves. And that's sort of what happened when her parents came in.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Billie, I asked Billie's parents how she was conceived. It freaked her out. What was the position Billie was conceived in so that we can go home and
This is a question that Billie and I've never had the courage to ask.
Billy was
Can I talk about it?
Yes, please. With the assistance of a fertility clinic.
Oh, you went to the fertility
I was in a dark room.
Oh, you
alone.
And I was in the other room.
Did you know that, Billie? Billie, did you know that?
No, I did not.
How romantic.
You come into the office and all
wouldn't
the
exist.
the doctor's office where they're going to do the and there's all these women at the desks and everything. Oh, here's your bag. Here's the room.
Right. Here's your dirty book to look at. Right.
And of course there's the parade of guys every day going into the room. What's he doing in the room?
Billie, you look like you're going to pass out. It's weird, right?
Yeah. It is weird.
Yeah. I mean, it was really something. I remember it made all the newspapers, too. Sal, you're
yes.
up?
What
was one of your favorite interviews of 2019?
Howard, hands down, your interview with the great Dana Carvey. Always a great guest.
Yes.
Yeah. And when he was on, he sang Neil Young songs as the church lady. That was great.
Right. That's how he said he became the church lady. He was doing a Neil Young impression.
That's right. And then he was doing impressions of John and Paul from the Beatles talking to each other.
I love that.
So what's going on down there, Paul? Oh, there was a big whoop-de-doo with the orange man, the big orange man. Who's the orange man? Chumpy, the president I told you about. He's a big orange man. He's got little white circles around his eyes. And then there was Hillary's emails. They didn't know what to do. What's an email?
Paul and John talking, if they could talk now. That was awesome.
So good.
He went on for a long time with that. It was really good. Ron, what about you?
So another one of your great interviews. I mean, you pull shit out of people's heads, man. It's just unreal. The shit
We can't pull things out of
the
yours.
shit that you pull out of people when they get in here. So Joe Namath was in here, and he talked about his alcoholism and how he named the voice in his head and tried to that tried to make him drink all the time.
Yeah, that I thought was really valuable
Yeah.
advice. That's a good technique.
I went to Alcoholics Anonymous.
Right.
And this is where I learned about that voice in my head that tells me to this day, once in a while, just a glass of red wine.
What do you
know,
call that guy?
at
What do you
dinner.
call that voice?
Slick.
Slick. So you say, do you talk to your brain? Do you go, hey, Slick?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
sir. You know, I can hear having a name for him, and I didn't come up with it. A man in AA, one of the guys said, Joe, that's Slick.
Yeah.
You know, we got a name for him. My sponsor might have been the guy that told me that.
Isn't that the greatest technique when you think about it? When if you sit down and talk to your brain, call it a name, whatever that child is in you that wants that drink, and you say, hey, you're not going to beat me today. I'm going to kick your ass.
I know, it worked.
There you go. That was good.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah, that was good. A lot of good moments in 2019. Mehmet, what do you have?
Alec Baldwin. Love that Alec Baldwin.
Me too.
He's been in enough times that when you guys sit and talk, it kind of sounds like just two guys having a conversation at dinner, and we're getting to listen in on that.
Yeah, he makes it easy. He
Yeah.
really does. He always has something to talk about that's interesting, and I could just sit and listen to him all day.
Last year, he had a story about being in anger management. It was pretty funny.
Oh, that was the best.
When you go to anger management, you realize you're not that angry.
Right.
You're there with other people in the class. You're there with other people in the
Like,
class.
what have they done?
And exactly. They're like, you know, I asked the guy, I don't want chopsticks, I want a fork. And he put the chopsticks in the bag. So I get to my office, I open it up, and there's chopsticks in there. So I go back, I'm like, what the fuck did I say to you? And everybody's going nuts.
And you're like, hey, dude, calm down.
And I'm sitting there going, hey, man, you know, chopsticks can be a lot of fun. For countless generations of Asians have used
I'm a
chopsticks.
fucking American. We invented a
what the
fork.
fuck?
Yeah.
Hey, Alec Baldwin, why don't you shut up?
Yeah, there's all levels of anger. Well, all right, Gary, you're last. Who was your favorite one?
Well, I thought the interview of the year, maybe of the decade, was Hillary Clinton. And one of the things I love when you talk to people, you don't ask the obvious questions. You were very interested in her love story with Bill, and she talked about her first date with Bill.
We went on about a 5-hour date where we took a walk. We get to the Yale Art Museum, and they have a Mark Rothko exhibit. And I said, oh, I missed that. I wish I'd seen it, because the museum was closed because it was on strike.
Right.
So Bill said, "Why? You really like Rothko?" I said, "Yeah, I really like him. I've never seen his stuff in person, but I've seen, photographs." He goes, "Well, stay here just a minute." So he goes off. He comes back. He introduces me to this gentleman. He goes, "This is, John the janitor." And John the janitor said he'll let us in if we pick up all the trash on the lawn.
Oh, my
I said,
God. What
"Let's
an
do it."
operator this
so we
guy is.
pick up the trash.
Yeah.
And then we get to go in and see the Rothkos. And then we end up in the sculpture garden.
See, this is a guy who is a born people person.
And you know what he says, which is so important? He says, everybody has a story, and everybody deserves to have their story told.
No kiss at this point?
Well, we got there eventually.
Not at the museum?
Not at the museum.
I would have kissed him at the museum.
No, not at the museum. Well, I was just getting to know him.
Well,
And besides, in those days, we did play a little hard to get.
Smart.
You're not giving her the bums run, Howard.
Yeah. I thought that was a real insight
It
into...
was a beautiful story.
Well, anyway, we had some great guests in 2019. We really, truly did, and I thank them all. They were all fascinating.